The Forging of Mjölnir. In Asgard, the home of the gods, there was peace for a time. But peace rarely lasted where Loki walked freely. One night, while the gods slept, Loki slipped quietly into the chambers of Sif, wife of Thor. Sif was known for her long golden hair. It fell around her like sunlight across grain fields, and it was admired throughout Asgard. Loki, moved by restlessness more than malice, took a blade and cut it all away. By morning, Sif awoke to find her hair gone. When Thor saw what had been done, his anger shook the halls. He found Loki quickly. There are many ways Thor could have answered such an insult, and most of them would have ended very badly for Loki. But Loki spoke before Thor's temper reached its height. "I will repair it," Loki said. "I swear it." Thor did not entirely trust him, but he allowed him to try. Loki travelled to the realm of the dwarves, master craftsmen who worked beneath the earth where fire and stone met. There he found the sons of Ivaldi and asked them to create new hair for Sif, hair not merely placed upon her head, but hair that would grow as naturally as before. The dwarves agreed. From molten gold and fine craft, they shaped strands that shimmered like sunlight. When placed upon Sif's head, the golden hair took root and grew as if it had always been hers. But Loki, never content with simple solutions, decided to stir further trouble. He visited two other dwarfs, brothers named Brokkr and Eitri, and boasted that no craftsman alive could equal the sons of Ivaldi. The brothers took this as a challenge. They declared they would forge treasures greater still. Loki, reckless as ever, wagered his own head that they could not. Eitri began his work at the forge. Brokkr worked the bellows, feeding air into the fire. Loki, uneasy at the wager, transformed himself into a fly. As Eitri forged, Loki bit Brokkr on the hand. But Brokkr did not stop pumping the bellows. The first treasure emerged. A golden boar whose bristles shone even in darkness. Again, the forge roared. Again, Loki bit Brokkr, this time on the neck. Still, Brokkr did not falter. The second treasure was a ring, from which 8 new rings would drop every 9th night. Finally, Eitri placed iron into the forge once more. This time, Loki bit Brokkr between the eyes. Blood ran down, and for a brief moment Brokkr lifted his hand to wipe it away. It was only a moment, but it was enough. From the forge came a hammer. Its head was perfectly shaped. Its power was immense. But its handle was slightly shorter than intended. The hammer was called Mjölnir. The treasures were brought before the gods. The golden hair was admired. The spear and ship forged by Ivaldi's sons were praised. The golden boar shone. The ring promised abundance. But when Thor lifted Mjölnir, something changed in the hall. He swung it once. The hammer flew, struck its mark, and returned to his hand. He struck the ground. The earth answered. It could be made small enough to carry, yet no force could withstand it. It would always return. It would always protect. The gods declared the dwarves the winners. Loki had lost his wager. But Loki, clever even in defeat, argued that though he had wagered his head, they had no right to take his neck with it. And since no one could remove the head without touching the neck, the bargain could not be fulfilled as intended. The dwarves, irritated but bound by precision, chose instead to sew Loki's lips shut for a time. And so balance was restored. From that day forward, Mjölnir belonged to Thor. It was not a symbol of kingship. It was not a prize of destiny. It was a tool of protection. Thor carried it when he guarded Asgard. He carried it when he faced giants. He carried it not for glory, but for stability. And though its handle was slightly short, a reminder of interference and imperfection, it remained the most powerful weapon in the realms. Forged from rivalry, shaped through disruption, perfect in purpose, though not in form.